All right, let's go. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me now?
A little bit better. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll talk loud. So, in the beginning, you were saying, come with a disagreement. So, really, my only disagreement about what you say is that high value men can cheat.
High value men should do what?
You said that they're able to cheat. You said in a marriage, cheating is, necessarily okay.
Is that what I said, or is that what you took away?
That could be what I took away.
Yeah, because it's not what I said. So I'm not going to own that. How old are you?
25.
It's not what I said. How often have you actually watched my broadcast?
I've watched a lot of your videos. I've been watching it for a few weeks now, but I've watched, a lot of your old content as well.
So, Planet Ego. So, what did I say about high value men? High value men have what?
Options.
Right. We don't cheat. They exercise options. And where did I ever say that exercising of an option is it mandatory?
No.
Inevitable? Right.
So,
So I'm
can
not
you
understanding
expand
your
on that?
point.
Like, well, I'm just, when you say it's inevitable, so then what does that mean, in a
I've
relationship
never
between
said
both
it's
of you? If
inevitable. I've never said it's inevitable. So I mean, you ladies don't listen. You listen with your feelings. The things you're saying, I have never said. And then when I
so,
step you back through the things I do say, that's not what you said at the beginning. I said high value men don't cheat; they exercise options. But I have never said it is mandatory that they're going to exercise an option or it's inevitable that it's going to happen. Never have said that. And as a joinder to it, I said I've never cheated in a relationship. How do you ladies miss that?
so when you say exercise options, like what does that necessarily mean then?
Meaning a high value man has options. That's it. Has options. It's cheating when you guys do it. Give you a case in point. Give you a case in point. When you
I mean,
guys, no, listen, because you apparently didn't understand. So I'm going to give you an example. The deal between men and women has traditionally been your sexual attention, your body, your access to your body, right? Right? In
yeah.
exchange for my resources and protection, right?
Hmm.
That's the general basic exchange between men and women. I give, you give. You give me exclusive access to your body, I give exclusive access to my resources, right? So
Hmm.
when a woman gives access to her body to another man, you are breaking our fundamental agreement. Now, you know what would be cheating on a woman as a
What?
man? If I went and provided for another woman to the same level or higher than I'm providing for you and you're my wife.
So in that point, you wouldn't say that if you're in a committed relationship or a marriage and let's say the man is providing that sexual situation to another woman, that's not cheating. It's for the
Man,
man.
but you
It's
just skip right
one
past the.
reason.
You didn't even acknowledge what I just said. You didn't even say, "Oh, I see, I don't see, I agree, I don't agree." You just went on and said, "Okay." If it would, does it bother you more that the man's having sex with another woman, or would it bother you more if he's buying her a Mercedes and you got a Mercedes? He's buying her a home and you got a home. Which would bother you more?
The second point.
Thank you, because that's the fundamental relation. See, you ladies today want everything. You want exclusive. You want a man to give you exclusive access to his his time, his resources, and you want to be the exclusive sexual partner to him. Well, that's fine. But where in primates do primates the are monogamous? Where in mammals are males of the species typically monogamous?
No.
All right. So here are the options. If you don't like the fact that the kind and caliber of men that you may be attracted to other women worldwide find him attractive, then don't deal with him. Because the only thing that's going to happen is, let's say you marry your high value man, right? And you're 25.
Mhm. Yeah.
In 10 years, you're not going to be as hot as you are today. He'll be hotter. He'll be better with age. He increases with age as a man. Women decrease. But your expectations increase while your sexual value is decreasing. Women used to understand this and say, as long as he's not bringing home any outside disease, outside babies, putting the family at risk, whatever, boys will be boys and men will be men. Especially if you want a certain caliber of man. All right, if that's not what you want, then I'd ask, why not just get an average guy?
I mean, I don't typically date average people, and I also saw my dad is a high value man according to your standards, and I saw their relationship, and so I have that example. So that's what I'm kind of
Right, and your mother
basing
and
off of.
father are still married?
Hmm.
And did she have to work?
No.
Mm-mm. And what kind of car does she drive?
BMW.
Uh-huh. So, has your father ever exercised any options?
No.
Do you know that for sure?
Yeah,
How?
because they've talked about it, and he's like, I mean, he's an elder in our church, and I just know.
Okay.
I know my dad
Church.
really well.
Uh-huh. And if he did, do you think your mother would have left him?
Yeah.
Shit. Naive. Naive. Absolutely naive. So, in other words, you want a high value man. Good luck with that. But I want you guys to remember, the people who think I'm wrong, remember what she said. Average man ain't even in her vocabulary. So y'all got no problem having your standard. Why can't you date an average guy? I mean, did you go to college?
Hmm. Yeah.
What did you graduate in?
Bachelor's of Science,
And
Psychology.
what? And what?
Well, technically social science.
Huh?
Social science.
Social science. Like sociology, political science, what?
It's pretty much just a degree to get a degree. It's
It's
not
general studies.
pretty much, yeah.
So you got the rich girl's degree. It's useless. It's useless. Social
That's
science
very
is right up there with communications and art history. It's really not. There's nothing you can go do with that degree other than get into a professional school.
or just start your career.
And what?
Well, I'm in sales, software sales.
But you didn't need to go to college for that.
Well, technically, all the companies
No,
I've worked for,
no,
their higher
ma'am,
education
no.
has been
I've been in
software.
sales. I was in sales all my career. You didn't need it. They hired you because you're pretty or cute. They didn't hire you because you're a stellar degree in social science. Social science is a bullshit degree. You know it, and I know it. Let's be
I
realistic.
know.
So
I know that.
you went to school for a social science degree. Did you pay for it?
No,
Or daddy paid for it?
my
Mm-hmm.
dad.
Right. And you, with your average ass degree, trade on your looks. But if you actually
I
had,
have a lot of good skills.
excuse me,
I have a lot of really good skills. I worked my way
you're
up much
25.
faster than anyone.
You're 25.
Yeah.
You don't have that many skills. Your skills is I'm cute, and you trade on your looks. That's fine. That's what you have to work with. But if you were 25 and average looking, would you have the same expectation of a high value man who's strictly loyal to you?
I probably wouldn't even try and date that type
That's
of
not what
person.
I asked. I asked you, would you have the same expectation of landing a high value man who's strictly loyal to
No.
you? Thank you. So again, prove my point. It's because of your looks. You think you can demand higher, but understand something. Just like you don't deal with men who are not high value or make a certain amount, they don't deal with women who are below average. And here's the thing: high value men are rare. Attractive women are not. You're a dime a dozen.
Can I ask you a question?
Do we accept that though?
Yes.
And a man has to make himself high value. A woman just has to retain her value. Just not mess it up. Don't get fat. Don't run up your body count. Don't do something drastic to your looks. Just retain value. So go ahead.
So I may or may not have looked at your LinkedIn. So I noticed that you were in sales, and you said that, I mean, I could get the job that you started with. So what when you say that, I have an average job and, I'm 25 with no skills, but I've
What's
worked
the
my way
question?
up, and my question is, why do you say that if you don't know where I'm at in my career and
Because
the
you can, there's only
difference?
so much you can. There's only so. Cause first of all, because there's only so much experience or wisdom you can cram into 25 years, and you've been in college until you graduated. You've been in your career at best what 4 years?
I graduated early, so five.
At be- how long you been in your career?
Five.
At 5 years. So that just entitled you're really. And how long does it? And have you been promoted yet?
Yes.
Did you start? What level did you start at?
I started at enterprise, and then I worked my way up there to a branch manager, and then I moved into software sales, and now
Right,
I'm an account executive.
an
Well,
executive, an account executive.
hmm
Right. So what's the next step?
be the manager of a team, like a sales manager.
Exactly. So account executive. Well, typically it goes junior executive, account executive, major account executive, and then those two are the entry level sales roles, and then manager. So, like I said, you don't have that many skills yet. You're a green belt in sales. You were a white belt when you started. You're in my world now. It has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with how old you are and how long you've been in the business. You
Okay,
cannot
but
be
that
you can, okay. That's a question, ma'am. You are in a pretty. You have pretty privilege. That will wane. Don't think you can negotiate a multi-million-dollar deal and get exclusive access to a high-value man unless you're going to find a man who is extremely moral and religious like your father. Most are not. And if that's not okay, date an average man. But see, you're too good for that. Have a good day. Pretty don't get you that far in my book. It just gets you into the dance. Hello.
Wow. Hello. How are you, Mr. Samuels?
I'm good. You might want to back up a little bit. You might
Okay.
want to. Okay. There you go.
Tell me where.
There you
Am I
go.
good?
I'm good. How old are
Okay.
you? How old are you?
I'm an old lady.
I don't know how old that is. How old is that?
I'm 42.
I'm 10 years older than you, so that's good. What's your disagreement?
Well, my disagreement is that I found that your statistics are skewed. They're incorrect.
Okay, that's fine. Are they generally
The
right?
statistics,
Are they generally right?
well, the one in
Before
four
before
is
we
not correct.
before we start slicing and dicing the numbers, are they generally right?
No.
Which one is not?
One
One
in
in
four
four.
black women were married. That is only true with women between 25 and 29.
Uh huh.
It shows the census shows the same statistic shows that women that are 55 by age
That's a
55
that's a
black
different that is a different number because they're also factoring in multiple generations. Ma'am, let me ask you before we start playing the numbers game. The ultimate point is fitness for relationships. Where's your husband?
I'm working on it.
Uh huh. How tall are you?
5'7". I'm a big girl. Play your horn.
Dress
Your
size.
statistic is
I'm gonna
wrong
play
and
my
I
horn, but I'm
disagree
asking
with
my
it.
questions. How tall are you?
5'7".
Dress size.
Size 18.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
230. Play it, baby.
You don't have to
There
tell
you
me. I know
go.
how to do this. Because see, what I think is interesting is women like yourself would rather come in and slice and dice a number than slice and dice some vegetables and run.
You asked for a disagreement, and I disagree because your numbers
Disagreement
are
is no,
wrong.
your disagreement. No, your disagreement was how it. The statistic is the statistic. You want to talk about this segment versus that segment. And I said, is it generally right? Meaning the ultimate point of the statistic is 1 in 4 of you will marry, meaning you're at the bottom. It doesn't matter if it's 29 or this or 55 or that. The bottom point is you're not fit for marriage because most of you aren't even fit. How about
May I
that one?
say one
80%,
thing?
80% of you are overweight. Is that an accurate statistic?
Yes, but 87 of us were married by age 55, and that's the
No,
truth.
no, you won't.
Even your mother married at
No,
50. I
that's a
know 11
and see
of us
that's and that and see no this is and that's what I'm saying. She is trying to slice it across different generations, and you cannot factor in baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and zennials. That is the and ladies understand what she's trying to do. She's trying to give you an out because you're talking about silent generation, Generation X, and baby boomers who were raised under a different culture. Not you, ma'am. You're 42. When was the
Google
last
it.
time you were? When was the last time you were engaged?
Working on it now.
When was the last time you were engaged? Ever?
I was never engaged. No
All right.
kids.
Okay. So this is my point. Shame, insults, guilt, and here we're going to factor in the need to be right. Ma'am, guess what? You have all the stats. Your numbers are perfect. Your numbers are right, mine are wrong. And the outcomes are going to
That's
change.
my only
The numbers are going
disagreement.
to, but it's a meaningless disagreement. The ultimate,
Numbers,
the ultimate,
facts,
the ultimate, no, the ultimate point is the same. No, my number was right. The way you want to look at the number is not. You want to look at
25
it.
to 29.
You want to look at it in a more granular way to make a point of what. If you're going to tell black women there's an 87% chance that they'll be married, she ain't even there yet. Look at the problem right there, folks. That's it, right there. That's the problem. That's the problem right there. Doesn't matter how you do it. Is it well, no, we want to sit back and discuss. Yeah, Last time you had, I don't have that, but I got the numbers. Mm-hmm. Yep. You can't make this shit up. And why'd I do that way? I'm gonna tell you why. Because women like her are always looking for any little daylight to squeeze through. Because that's all it can squeeze through is daylight. So that's why I say what I do, because if you leave wiggle room, what's the ultimate point? You're right on the stats, man. Well, we'll just say it all. No. This isn't The Economist. This isn't CERN. And we're not having to sit back and quote a stat. And it's funny. Men, funny. Think about how slick and loose they play with when we talk about the stats regarding them, it has to be down to the precise integer. But when they talk about black men being gay downloaded, oh, they're slick and loose when you talk about men. You talk about men, oh, the general will do. You talk about men, it don't matter, it's this or that. If you don't do it, just get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. I'm just like, you cannot make this shit up. Now, what would be like to be, well, you can't make it up. I'm sorry.
Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thanks for watching. More respect on Kevin Samuels, the legend. Dude, fantastic, intelligent, and the way he makes his argument is just top notch. The way that he executes his points, I mean, I've never seen someone so good at doing these type of videos like Kevin Samuels. I've never for once in my life seen something like that, and that to me has to be good status, man. He's the good, and people don't want to accept this, but it's just the truth. Now, talking about these two women in the video, one came in talking about how high value men should not be able to exercise their option or something like that, right? And she should be able to get a high value man, right? She doesn't work. She's just demanding a high value man because of how she looks. But a high value man that has worked his way up into being that high value man should not be able to get his options being to be able to have sex with multiple women. See how these things run through women's heart? You are just demanding something like that, something that high, just for just existing. And someone that has built himself into something should not be able to have what he wants. And when Kevin Samuels asked about why not deal with an average man, and she said she typically don't date men that are average, right? But she don't know, she failed to understand that we have millions and millions of ladies that look like her, even better, that are all looking for that man. And even average women are also looking for that man. So that tells you that if you are able to secure one yourself, I mean, that alone, you should be grateful. You should be grateful to get a high value man to marry you. But women are so entitled, especially when they're looking pretty like this. They kind of have it in their mind that, oh, things should just go my way. And if things don't happen to go my way, then I'm going to be waiting. This lady is going to hold on to this stand as until maybe probably 40. Because 25 with this kind of chaotic mindset, just, I mean, she looked pretty, but most men will not be able to just have it around her. Because she will want to kind of be in control, because she will think that she's equal to you. That's what I'm just sensing. I'm seeing that she would think that you are equal. You are in equal partnership because she's pretty and you have money, so you equal. No. Those type of men, they don't deal with women that kind of think that they're equal to them. They really don't. So first of all, your attitude says so much about whether or not you can even attain one. But if you are able to attain one, I think you should be grateful for that, like I said initially. Now, let's talk of the lady that came in, the fat lady that came in, talking about his statistics are always skewed and mostly wrong. Why are you coming in to make these type of argument? Are you telling black women, are you giving them the hope of getting married after 50 years? Is that what she at? What is your point of even coming up to make this type of argument? Right? When Kevin Samuels is putting his stats across, he is just putting fear into women, into prioritizing marriage. And that is something that has not been done in the black community, and that is the reason why black women are at the bottom, because they tell them they can just, do whatever they want to do, and later on in life, they just can marry like this lady came in to do. And that is the point, and that is the reason why black women are at the bottom when it comes to marriages and relationships. So if Kevin Samuels is telling you, hey, if you're a young lady and if you want to marry right from age 23 to 27, make sure you've gotten yourself your man that you really want, right? Then you saying, hey, the chances of you marrying as a black woman is higher when you're over 50 years old. And even you, Kevin, your mom got married at age 55, which is bullshit. We have a lady that got married at 60 years old. That does not mean that that is the norm. It's not the norm. That can happen. And that might be even Kevin Samuels' mom, but that does not reflect reality. She herself haven't gotten herself a relationship, and she haven't been engaged before, and she came in trying to teach black women how to get married and how they can get married at over 50 years old. That's sad. And you have young black women listening to these type of women, and they will end up ruining their lives. Guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you enjoyed the content, like the video, let me know what you think about these two women in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned. Always remember to stay out of trouble, because the world is cold. Catch you in the next episode. I'm out. Peace, guys.